what we're talking about today, Vic?
Oh, you called me Vic and not... What do you normally call me?
Dick.
Wasn't I expecting that? Okay. Right, what we're talking about today is time vampires.
Time vampires. Ooh, I like a time vampire. I don't like a time vampire, but I like the phrasing of it.
The phrase is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So what do we mean by a time vampire?
Time vampires are those things that will distract you from doing anything other than the thing you should be doing.
So a little bit like procrastination.
It is procrastination. It's just got quite a funky name on it. I heard it in a book that I was listening to. It feels weird to say I don't read
to a
anymore.
book.
I very rarely read anymore. I listen to a lot of the books. Thank God for audible platforms. But yeah, time vampire came up in that. I was like, what a fucking brilliant way to look at it. So time vampires could be, I don't know, I think it's about being really critical of looking at your working week. Whether your working week is 7 days or 5 days or 3 or 4, whatever it is. But looking at your time, and actually, arguably, I don't even think it necessarily needs to be around work. It's just what is sucking your time away from doing the thing that you want to be doing. So...
Yeah, and also when we say we've got no time, have we really got no time? Or have we got no time because we are doing other things with that time that probably we could cut down? So we could create time, but we think we've got none.
Yeah, and I think this is where you have to have the ability to be super critical of your own your own time and where you spend it. And theoretically, I reckon we could easily identify, like everybody listening now, we could all easily identify a minimum of 3 to 5 things that actually, if you was to just cut it dead, you would gain so much time back.
Yeah, and an obvious one to say, and I think a lot of people will relate, is scrolling on social media.
Good old doom scroll.
Like, you know, when we were on that plane and so when we went to Boston recently to speak at that conference, we bought Wi-Fi on the plane because we had a load of work to do. So we did that, but we couldn't get it on our phone. I think it was one or the other, wasn't it? And we knew that we had to do the work on our laptop, so we paid for it on there. And it was like 7-hour flight or something like that. And how good was that, not to have any distraction from your phone? Yeah.
But it goes to show, doesn't it? Because we even did the habitual thing of the phone is next to the laptop, and I kept picking up the phone. So I'd be in the middle of tapping away on the laptop doing whatever it was we were doing. And then I'd pick up the phone almost to go like, what am I picking up the phone for? Am I going to look on social media? Am I going to check my messages? Because arguably, like, my WhatsApp's connected to my laptop anyway, and I only use WhatsApp. So it's not like I need to check the text messaging side or anything, but it's just that habitual thing of I'm always picking up my phone, and it was every time I needed to stop and think about something that I was doing.
It's that, isn't it? It's the thinking, because actually I had Facebook on a tab, so I could have checked Facebook. I had WhatsApp on a tab. I pretty much had everything on a tab open, and I wasn't looking at it on the tabs. But you're right, like the minute you just pause, phone.
Yeah,
that's what you do. I think a lot of people do it without realising they're doing it, actually.
And it's so dangerous. I remember actually when I was doing my my dissertation, I had to put I left my phone downstairs, and it was so uncomfortable. Because
wasn't I sending you coughing emojis to make sure you were alive?
Yeah. But I was sat there typing away, and of course I had to do a lot of thinking around that as well. So it wasn't even like it was just a consistent flow of words coming out of my brain through my fingertips. It was just like, no, it's not happening. So every time I like paused, I was like, oh, like
it's so scary though,
what
isn't
do I do?
it?
I've got nothing to do.
It's such a conditioned response, isn't it? It's so, yeah. And I think that flight totally like made us both realise how reliant we are on our phones, let alone we as the royal we.
Yeah.
Like we just, you just do it automatically. Yeah. It's like an autonomic response to something that you don't even realise. It's like blinking now. It's like your heart beating. It's that same kind of response, isn't it? Which is, I don't like it.
It's
when
scary,
I think about it, I don't like it.
I was going to say, this is even the ironic thing for you and me being on that plane. We were so conditioned to picking up the phone, And actually, the only reason I pick up my phone is
to check messages off you. Yeah.
Because like nobody else messages me that much. I don't talk to anybody else. It's like,
yeah.
I would say on an average day, let's say there's around 12 hours of a day that is usable, let's say. I would say you and I spend at least 10 hours chatting during that day.
Yeah.
Whether it's voice notes, actual phone calls, text messages.
And some of it's just crap, but a lot of it's very productive stuff and important
It's a whole big mixed bag of everything, isn't it? So even the fact that we were sat next to each other on a plane.
We were still doing it.
It's like, oh, no, she hasn't texted me. Well, no, because she's right there. And
I wonder how long that would take to break that cycle, that pattern. Be an interesting experiment, wouldn't it? Like, it's almost like if someone was coming off drugs or alcohol. Like, it's that cold turkey thing, isn't it?
It is
cold
totally
sweats and stuff like that. I reckon you'd go through it. I reckon you'd literally be sat there going like, I need to hold on to something really tight or you'd eat loads to overcompensate for it or something like that. It's like giving up smoking.
So actually, do you think that is solely around the phone or certain apps? So if you were to delete the apps and you couldn't gain access to the apps, would that help break the habit because the phone ultimately just becomes a phone again?
Potentially. Don't know. Never tried it.
Because I know for me, one of my time vampires is this stupid... I got rid of one of my games.
Oh, your game.
There's 2 games that I got addicted to. One was... what was it called? Gossip Harbour or something. It was shit.
What?
Absolutely shit. It was a stupid merge game and it told a story every time you did some stuff. So I got sucked into the storyline of just building this. Again, shit. I know I was logically fully aware that it was shit. But it helped switch my brain off from anything else and I could just get sucked into that. And then I eventually got bored and I was listening to this book who was talking about time vampires. And it was saying like, right, just delete it. And
Did you delete it?
I was telling Darren about it. I was like...
No, you can't delete it, can you? Because that's the...
You can delete them.
No, but you couldn't delete it.
Oh, no, I couldn't. So I was there going like, logically it makes sense. Like I can just turn it off. But in my head I was like, oh, but if I delete it, then I've lost all my stuff that I've already done, and I've been playing that game for like easily about 8 months, I reckon. Like, oh, but then I'm going to lose everything, even though I'm happy to have it sitting there and never use it, but I'm not quite ready to delete it. And I was having this internal conversation. I was like, are you like for fucking real? This is extreme addiction. You just can't. And then a few weeks passed. So I didn't delete it immediately. And then a few weeks passed and I was like, and I went to play it and I was like, I don't need it. And I deleted it.
Did you?
Yep, I couldn't care less. I was like, it's gone, it's done. My other game, however, is, I do like this one. And again, it is shit. It's like a 3D screw puzzle thing. And you just have to get the colours and you remove the screws. And it's just like a weird little puzzle game. But yeah, absolutely. If I was to get rid of that, I reckon that easily equates to, and it's scary, because I don't feel like I sit there all day and do it, but I must sit there quite a lot of an evening. Or I used to do it during my thinking time. So if I've got like one-to-one calls or in between like the BB calls, I'd sit there and just get that game out and go, can't really do anything in like 10 minutes. I don't want to get sucked into anything. So I'll just whack that game out and do like 10 minutes on that. And yeah, I reckon easily up to 5 hours a day I could spend on that game.
Wow.
5 hours, you imagine? And then I'll get to the end of the day and be like, fucking hell, like I haven't got
no
time.
time to do anything.
Got no time.
Crazy.
But easily up to 5 hours a day. So that's like what, over a week? 25 hours I could get back? Like nearly, that's a whole day. I could get a whole day back of my life from doing 5 hours on that game alone. So there's a massive time vampire there.
Yeah. And then when you look at younger people, God, we're going to sound really old now, but when you got younger people who've always had that, like it's new to us relatively still, isn't it, really? Like phones and stuff. But for younger people, that's all they've known. Yeah. That would be such a wrench. But I think actually, as you were talking there, I was thinking about, would deleting the app work? There are situations where I can be like, not with a game, but I can just be scrolling on facial media.
It's a new one.
God, I'm turning into you today with my words. Social media and scrolling, and then one leads you on to another thing and all that kind of stuff. And then it pops up, doesn't it? Because you've been looking at something and that's what you keep seeing. But I'm pretty good. Like, I'm going away for the next 3 days, and I can guarantee you now I will hardly be on that phone.
I know it's the one time you don't speak to me.
I know. Because I've got, like, we're going away for a wedding anyway, but there's going to be lots of people, lots of family, friends and stuff like that. So I'm really conscious of not being rude in those situations. But actually, I'm there for that reason, and I won't just keep getting, unless there's something obviously urgent that I need to do, and you know, Gareth completely understands that there's some things that are non-negotiable and I have to do them, but there's nothing really that urgent. Well, potentially there is one little thing, but other than that, there isn't. And so I can do that. And I can, like, when I went away a couple of weeks ago, I could do that. So I can do it. It's just, I think that's a different situation. You're in a different place with different people that are not, like, it's a bit different to the norm. And then back in that routine, back in that habit, I think I'd find it hard then. I think I would be able to do it, but I think I would find that hard if my phone was locked in a safe or something and I couldn't get it. I'd be like, well, what else do I do? There's no other distraction, is there? But look what I could be doing with that time. I could be being productive with the business and do more stuff and all of those things that we need to do more of. We were only talking earlier on the journey about we need to do more of this, we need to do more of that. Like, I could be doing that.
Yeah. And so another time vampire, I think, for a lot of people, and the author of this book, I'm trying to think what the book was called now. 90-day brand plan or something like that. I'll have to find it and I'll stick it in the notes. But he went on to say that for him it was watching TV. So of an evening, he and his partner would go, right, I'm going to switch off, we're going to sit down and we're going to whack Netflix or something on. And they'd watch like 2 or 3 episodes of a series and then go to bed. And then he was like, hold on. So the whole purpose of this, again, I suppose added for a little bit of context, is to, if you're finding yourself in a position where you've got certain goals that you want to hit, whatever those goals are, it could be like you want to spend more time with your family, you want to spend more time on the business, you've got a financial target that you want to be hitting. So like, basically, where are you spending your time and your energy? Because we all have the opportunity to smash those goals. Like,
there's no excuse.
There's
really
no
for
reason,
it, is there?
Anybody can't hit a goal. Like, there is zero reason that that's not possible to do. But then when we look at it and we hear the excuses that kind of come out of our mouth, or we go like, oh, and I'm terrible for it, because over the years, I think I've talked about this before, but I've been labelled as that superhuman and I've got superpowers because I can do all of these different things. So the advice that I have received over the years is like, you need to slow down. Like, it's okay to have some time for you, you know, it's okay to actually just sit and watch the TV. It's okay to mong. And there are very few times, but at those times where I am feeling particularly tired or, you know, when you just know that, okay, you've had a lot on, all of that information comes flooding back into my brain and it goes, oh, but it's okay. Like, you can sit down and you can watch TV. And I do it to the extreme. I will binge like 6 episodes of something in one night and it'll be 2:00 in the morning, like toothpicks to keep my eyes open. But I'm giving myself permission and the excuse to do it. And it's a hard line to walk across, because in one respect, I agree, like, it's okay to sit down and to switch off and all of that stuff. And then on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, but I've done it to an extreme. So it's not quite that happy medium for me. And again, I think this is where there will be people listening that may not agree with any of this and go like, no, you need to switch off, you need to do that. I'm not saying that you don't do that at all. I'm saying you have to figure out what is right for you. Because for me, personally, spending up to 5 hours a day on that game is not acceptable.
No, but I guess this is where peaks and troughs of things, like with our business, we have certain deadlines with certain things that we need to get done. So if we look back at that book journey, when we wrote the book, it's amazing how we managed to find the time to do that when we say we've got no time. Like, we made it happen because we had a deadline that we had to hit. We didn't have to hit it. We put it in ourselves. But we knew that I quite like that kind of deadline. Well, I think a lot of people do. But unless there's like a real hard deadline, it's like, oh, oh yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. And we're like, no, this fucking book has got to be written. And that crossed over with both of us having holidays and things like that, and wasn't ideal because there I am in the motorhome, like sat there, you know, everyone else is in the pub and I'm sat there writing like part of the book. And I was like, it's not forever. Like I can do it and it's fine. And I could just be in the pub. Like I could have just gone, no, I can't do that. It's my holiday. And I didn't, because I was like, I've got this hard deadline. If I didn't have the hard deadline, my option would definitely to be in the pub. I wouldn't be sat there doing that if I didn't have to. So it's like, I suppose it's like if it was like full on like that every day and it was relentless, yes, okay, that's a lot. That's too much probably for most people, although like Hormozy would say the opposite and Gary Vee would say the opposite.
But this is where that individual bit comes in, doesn't it? And it depends on what you want.
Yeah.
So perfect examples, like Hormozy, I was listening to him on Stephen Bartlett's one again the other day, and he is definitely the type of person that is like, he enjoys it.
Yeah.
It's like, I will quite happily sit in a room for 12 hours. Like he goes to the extreme, doesn't he? It's like he blocks out all natural daylight.
Yeah.
There's no phones allowed in there. And he's like, no, 12 hours of productiveness. I'm sure it was on that same episode actually with Bartlett.
Productivity might be the word you're looking for there.
Yeah, he was like, what did I say?
Productiveness.
Productive.
You brought your little Ness word in again.
I like my little Nesses. It's me, okay? But no, he was going, he would literally work to the point where he was so fatigued, and arguably again, but it's people, like he's saying, I'm not telling you to do that. It's
yeah,
like,
that's his
what
choice.
I've chosen to do because I want to make this work and I want to have this and I want to do that. And for him, that failure bit was just not an option. He didn't want a mediocre life. He wanted this big thing, and he aspired to be something of greatness where he was, I mean, if you ever listen to his story, it's incredible because the amount of debt he got into to grow that business, like that's a huge, I'm not
so
even
much
say
risk in his journey.
It
isn't
doesn't
there?
even feel
That
like risk is the right word.
It's
because of
way more than
how
risk.
extreme it was. It was something like 300 grand worth of debt that he was actively putting on credit cards.
But that's how much he believed in himself. He knew he'd get himself out of it though.
Yeah, and I love that story, and I've got a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Like admiration for that man. I personally think he's incredible, and I do listen to him sometimes, and I'm going like, fucking hell,
puts
Joe.
us
Like,
to shame.
You are literally sat there watching Grey's Anatomy. What are you doing?
But you see, right, you could want those things and want those achievements and goals, but it's going to take you longer to get there. So there's not an argument. It doesn't mean because you're not working all of those hours that you are never going to be Hormozy. Like you could absolutely get there. Going to take you probably twice as long. And we're impatient beings, aren't we? So for someone who wants it right now, which a lot of people that we speak to are going, it's not working, it's not happening, I'm doing the thing you're saying and it should be seeing a result by now. And we're like, no, we never said it was going to happen instantly. In fact, the opposite to that, it's all of that keep showing up, keep doing consistent things. But we're so impatient that, of course, if it takes double the amount of time, then that's our choice. But look at all the other things we're doing, getting in all the like the time vampires that are sucking that time away. So you've got to look at it yourself and go like, if you want to be Hormozy, you've got to do what he does and lock yourself in a room. If you don't mind it taking 10 years as opposed to 5 years or whatever, then, you know, keep doing your game.
And this is it. It's like it's really recognizing what you want. And I know, like, we've had this conversation for how, like, we're working very differently this year compared to last year. And we've even both said, like, actually, I think we've taken our foot off the gas too much. Like, we've tried to create the lifestyle that we want, and the business isn't quite ready for us to take that lifestyle leap just yet.
And less deadlines this year, like urgent deadlines, isn't there?
And for us, we've just gone, like, actually, in fact, I didn't help my case the other day. So Darren, so again, context, like, for those who don't know, like, we're homeschooling the kids, but we still utilize like a forest school that they go to 3 days a week. And me and Darren have had the conversation that because he's into grounds maintenance, like, that's his business. It's peak time for him to get a load of work in. And I've gone, okay, well, I'll take on the role of being
a mother,
a proper mom,
a proper parent.
Like, what am I going to do? Like, caretake? But yeah, so I'll like pick them up and I'll drop them off, and I'll try and do dinners and stuff like that, and then pick up the days where they're not in that 3-day forest school. But by doing that, I've gone like, okay, it's my choice, but that is a time vampire to the business, because I've totally switched all of that time that I would have been spending in my office, now spending it with the kids. And again, I am not saying this is a bad thing, because I love spending time with my kids. It's a beautiful thing to do. But it's that recognition in going, actually, the business has taken a hit because I've chosen to spend my time there. So actually reassessing, and then us sitting down together and going like, right, okay, that's important, but this is important as well. So how can we make both happen? Or something's got to give somewhere. So if we want to keep doing this, then the business is going to struggle here. So we either need to hire in, or we need to, but you know, it's these open conversations all the time. And if you haven't got a business partner to have these with, like, you have to have it with yourself. I had to do it in the business when like you and I weren't working together, and going, okay, so where do I want to spend my time? Arguably, I had to do the same when I decided to go to university, because I was like, well, that's a full-time in-person degree.
Oh my God, that was a time vampire.
That was a massive time vampire. Huge time vampire. But I had to look at that and go, okay, well, that's going to take me out of the business 2 days a week just to attend the lectures, let alone I totally underestimated the amount of work that was needed outside, because I just thought, oh yeah, just rock up and then that's it. No, it's quite a lot of work you have to do outside of those lectures. But again, like, just reassessing it and being honest with myself and going, okay, the business didn't grow in those years because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I took my foot off that gas. And again, it's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. It's just recognising it for what it is and going, okay, well, what do I want? If I want the business to grow, well, I still need to keep working on it. So I've got to figure out a way to do both. Or if I'm comfortable with it staying where it is and it's affording me the ability to go and do this uni degree, then okay, fine, I'll just do that for a few years.
Yeah, but look at the uni degree was happening when we started CBA, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you just didn't sleep much.
No.
Like, that's how you combated that, you know, like we got all that shit done that first year.
Yeah.
We did this podcast, which was brand new. We did the book. We did all the bloody stuff. And you were just doing everything in the middle of the night as well. So like, you know, I get why people say that superhuman thing, because you were like, it has to be done. The degree has to be done. There is no give in any of this, because if we want these things, we've got to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, get it.
It does actually make me smile when I think back to that time, because I tried to maintain it for this year. Oh my God, it's really fucking hard because the pressure's not there. So without that pressure there, I'm lying in bed again like, oh, I could be getting up and I could be going to the office, but can't be asked.
Yeah.
And I don't need to.
I do it with dog walks now, because I'm like, whereas before I'd have got up early, walk the dog, you know, dogs. I've got one left now, which that's been a big sort of vampire of my time, but in you know, it's an essential thing, like 2 old dogs that needed a lot of care. But now I've just got pesto. I'm like, I could get up really early and walk him, because now I'm back to walking in nicer places again. I take him in the car, we go to fields, we do like country walks and stuff, which we couldn't do before because of the other two. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just do that at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then by the time I come home, it's like lunchtime. And I'm like, fuck, I haven't done anything yet. I haven't even been productive, but I've just spent all that time doing those nice things, which is great. But if I did them a couple of hours earlier, I'd have like an entire day to sit down. So like, I know I'm guilty of doing things like that a lot, but you know, it doesn't mean I have to take away from doing that activity, which I love. And now I really enjoy it now because I've just got P. I can do it differently. I could restructure that day differently, but because there's no time I have to be. I'm terrible if I've not got time to do something. I will literally just find anything. Like this week we've got a dog sitter staying, and I've been like doing chores and they need doing, but I'm like, I'll just clean the fridge. Like I was cleaning the fridge yesterday and I should have been doing CBA
Oh my
stuff.
God, you so should have been doing CBA stuff.
I know. I was cleaning the
Fucking
fridge.
cleaning the fridge.
I was cleaning the shower. It's cleaning stuff. And I was like,
I knew you were doing it because you wasn't messaging me, so I knew you wasn't doing any work. Little fucker.
yeah. But, you know, that's stuff that needed doing. But again, I could have got up early and done that. I could have done that like when Gareth got up for work at 7. I could have got up, started cleaning all those things, been done by 8 o'clock. No. I'm just like, oh, I've got nothing to do. I have something to do. However, there's nobody whipping me and making me be somewhere at whatever time.
No, I'm whipping you now. I'm cleaning the fridge.
You've got a cleaner. I haven't.
Oh my God, it shows though, because I've done nothing these last 2 weeks because she's not here. That's his right stuff.
Oh, is she away? Is she? Is that what? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Fun times. Anyway, we digress.
Welcome to my world.
But that's actually a good example of that time vampire thing. So Darren and I made that decision because I always felt really guilty about saying I've got a cleaner because it always sounded like a bit of a posh thing to say.
Loads of people have a cleaner these days.
Cleaner.
I feel like I'm the minority because we haven't got a cleaner.
Yeah, but I just got to that point where I was like, I've always really wanted one, but it always just felt a little bit upmarket. You know, it's like, oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need to pay for that. And again, like my parents are in my head going, oh, no. Like, you can do that yourself. Like, save your money, essentially. And I'm like, but I value my time more.
Time and money thing again.
I was like, I absolutely value my time more. And when she started with me, I think she was about £14 an hour. It's now £20 an hour. And I'm still like, do you know what? Even when I've had like really squeaky bum moment times of it's tight, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make and pay the bills this month. And everyone's just gone, just get rid of her. And I'm like, no, because actually
you value that so
time that she spends doing the house was like that. So she only does like 3 hours a week. I would quite happily have her in 3 times a week because it needs it. I'm like, but if I was to add up all of those 3 hours, I'm like, I haven't got time to do it.
Your house is big as well. Like there's a lot there.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't got the time to do it. And even if those 3 hours, I was like, imagine if I spent those 3 hours quite productively and sat there. And again, I'm guilty of having done this certainly since that nicer weather has come about. Oh, she'll come over, she'll be cleaning and I'll just be sat there watching TV.
Oh no. See, I'd feel guilty that I'm not doing anything.
I used to feel guilty.
I'd have to go and pretend to do something.
Yeah, no, I used to feel really guilty. And then I was just sat and I was like, oh, actually no, like, 'cause when the nicer weather, I was just sat in the garden, I was just sunbathing for a bit, going like, oh, this is nice. Oh, she's there swimming. Like, oh God, this is not the purpose of having a glow. You're supposed to be using that time productively. But again, like, okay, so we've got weather as a time vampire if you enjoy a nice bit of sun.
Yeah.
The actual cleaning of the house, TV, because actually what was really interesting, so Darren's been listening to this book as well, and he was like, Jo, I think we just need to get rid of the TV. And I was like, what?
Oh, I would love that.
I was like, that's extreme.
I would actually be able to get rid of the TV because I
this is
don't
the
really
weird
watch
thing,
it anyway.
like-
Well, I watch my iPad, Netflix. Like I could just have Netflix and I don't watch it that often anyway.
Yeah. But this is the weird thing. I feel about the TV the same way I did about that stupid game. I was like, I don't actually watch it all
yeah, but
that
the kids
often.
need the TV, don't they?
Well, yeah. But I was like, we don't actually watch it in the grand scheme of things. Like we're always out, we're always busy. I'm always working. Or now I've got my new time vampire at the gym. But I don't actually watch it. So I think, and I remember doing this a couple of years back where we was like, right, we'll obviously keep all the TVs, but we're not going to watch it. And we're going to purposefully not watch it for 2 months. And we didn't even have the kids then.
Did you do that?
Yeah, we did.
Fair play.
I was like, just not watching it. It's like we sat and we chatted instead, or we read books, or we was at the gym, or we went for walks. And I was like, oh my God, look at all this time I've got back now. Because it's all these little things that you just don't realise that when you add it up. I was like, oh, like I've sat there and you feel like only 5 minutes has gone because let's face it, you can't even just watch the TV on its own anymore. You're still on your fucking phone.
Yep.
I am, like the TV will be on and I'll be playing my game.
Yeah,
and then I'll come off of it and then I'll be messaging and then I'll be on social media whilst watching the TV.
See, Gareth has a phones down policy. If we're watching a purposeful thing together, so watching a film, which is quite rare, but if we're going to sit down and watch a film, he's like, phones off, put them in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay. And I'm sat there going, oh, wonder who's missing. Wonder who Joe's messaged.
It's true though. It's really hard.
I know, it is. And of course, then adverts come on. You got license then to look at the phone because you're not actually watching the film at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Bloody phones. Oh, wish I was like 18 again when you didn't have a phone.
But I think, like, you know, tying this all back to your business bits, going, well, what do you actually want to achieve? So if you are finding yourself complaining about certain things, let's face it, we're all guilty of doing it. Like, oh, need more clients in, need more inquiries, need some more cash, haven't got enough time, I've got to do all this stuff, got to get all the admin sorted, or blah, blah, blah. What, like, you can insert a load of things, can't you? Find out what you're telling yourself the excuses are. Because I think it could be like a two-pronged thing. It could be some genuine excuses on not understanding the business strategy side and looking at it from that business perspective. But actually, I think a lot of the time is going, well, look at where are you spending your time? And actually, where are you spending your money? Because when you look at, we did an email about this a couple of months back now, but if you gave us a copy of your diary, or if we was to like record you for like a week and we had access to your bank statements, we could tell you what your priorities are. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, it is not going to be working on your business.
Yeah. It's a bit like, you know, when they do those filming people eating food and stuff, like they're trying to diet and they're going like, I don't eat that much. And then it'll show them being in the fridge all the time. And they probably don't realise they're doing it either. You just do it without thinking.
Yeah, it's a habit.
Yeah.
I reckon if you used to actually, it'd be scary, wouldn't it? But like if you could actually record yourself all day.
Watching yourself do not a lot.
Like how many times do you actually pick up that phone? How many out? Like I know
you can do it. You can check it, can't you?
The phones tell you now how long you've been on it. But again, like, do you actually comprehend it? Because sometimes mine will say, like, I've been on my phone
normal.
for 8 hours.
But thinking, I think you think it's a normal amount of time. That's normal. We run a business. We have to be on the phone. Like, use that as an excuse. Yes, okay, let's look at business, right? I ran a perfectly successful, a scratty level, but successful business without a phone, apart from using it to make phone calls, for many years. And all the other stuff worked perfectly well. Yes, okay, a phone makes our life easier. It's touch of a button, quick as you like. You know, you can do things in an instant. You can carry it with you. You can always check your emails, whatever. We know that. But it can absolutely be done without that as well.
Well, yeah, because
if you were more purposeful in your...
Just about to say, like, because you could easily schedule your day and go, like, right, okay, so for the first 90 minutes of the day, I'm going to allow myself to go on social media to do these things. Either do your breadcrumbing,
reply to messages,
create a reel, or do you store what schedule, you know what I mean? Like
posts,
purposeful, I'm going to do 90 minutes on social, and then done. Okay, I'm not going to look at it for the rest of the day. And then if you're really heavy in your inbox or something, you could spend 20 minutes, half hour, an hour, whatever, you know, like, depends on how you manage your inbox. There's a whole other conversation.
Yes, it is.
But again, like, you don't need to be in it all the time. Like, you could even just check that twice a day and go, right, okay, morning, night, done, off you go. And then just look again at, like, where are you spending your time? I'm terrible because I will procrastinate with making cups of tea as well.
Yeah, well, you drink a lot of tea.
It's because I've got the hot tap.
Well, yeah. You shouldn't take you very long then, should it?
No, it doesn't. But I'm just like, it's that thinking time again. It's like, I don't know what to do with that thinking time. So I'll go and do something. It's almost like we are training our brains that you can't sit there for a few moments and just be in the moment to think.
It's so hard, isn't it, to be in the moment these days?
Yeah, just distract yourself all the time.
Mm.
It's really, really difficult. So, yeah, I think identify what those time vampires are. And actually, if you're going to be brutally honest with yourself, or just be brutal in your execution of these vampires. Oh, there we go.
God, you look very assertive then. Yes. Scared me a little bit.
What would you get rid of? I would have to get rid of my app. That'd be one thing.
The game app.
That stupid screw game app, yeah.
I mean, I'd love to get rid of Facebook off my phone.
That could be an interesting one. I think you should do it.
Yeah, but I'd never get it back because I can't remember my passwords.
Well, you would, because you're only going to just remove it from your home screen.
Oh, can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. right. That'd be quite
We
good
can
one.
on iPhone. I don't know about old Android.
Yeah, because I've got an old Android, shouldn't like them.
Yeah.
I could do that, couldn't I? I feel like I need to. I feel like when I've got no actual scheduled appointments in, I feel like I've got all the time in the world, and that time just goes in the blink of an eye. So I feel like for me, I could easily put time blocking in, and I think that would probably help for me. Like almost look at it like it's an appointment and go, I've got that amount of time to walk the dog, come back, and now I'm going to do that. Because otherwise I'm just like away with the fairies in my own little world doing anything and everything.
I'm going to purposefully do this for you.
Oh my God, I can't believe I've just said this. I was going to say on national TV. Like basically we sat in the new podcast studio. It feels like a set off this morning or Good Morning Britain. We didn't even know what the actual programmes are anymore.
We were citing GMTV.
I said GMTV and you were like, is that a thing anymore? So I felt like we're on TV. We're not live on TV. But I feel like now I've made this a mission. Have you guys...
Public accountability.
Accountable for me. Mm. Oh God. I feel
what
like
else would be a time vampire for you?
Gardening has been a time vampire.
Gardening?
However, I feel like... I'm not a huge gardener. However, I do like...
Do you know we have a business to run?
Yes. You can do it with your bloody game. Excuse me.
In between things.
I don't play of gardening in between things, actually. I'm not spending an entire day gardening. So I like my pots to look nice. And again, I've got someone staying in my house. So I was like, I need to make the garden look a little bit more presentable. And I've got these hanging baskets, which were empty. And you know that like stuff you put inside of, oh God, this is really going off piece. Sorry, everyone listening. But those little things that you put inside like a hanging basket, it's like a metal hanging basket and you put those little things in. That took me ages to do those the other day. Like I must have spent about half an hour just putting those in my hanging baskets the other day. At the moment, in May and June, has been a bit of a time vampire for gardening.
I don't really know where to go from this. God. Okay, here's a better question then. And you can all answer this yourselves, because obviously we can't hear your answers.
You can tell us, though. Email us at hello@k9businessacademy.com. We would love your feedback.
Yeah, or drop us a DM on the old social that we can only look at from our desktop now. In our purposeful 90 minutes every morning.
I wish it was interactive. Like we crave a bit of interaction, don't we?
Maybe we could do like a live podcast. Get everybody on a Zoom room.
We could. Link it to the Facebook group.
It'd be like a day-long episode.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Anywho. Okay, so more importantly then, if the time vampires were gone, what would life look like? Because actually I think you could weave in business and your personal life.
I think we would have way more awareness of K9 Business Academy. We would have reached way more people.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that we have that we want to do that they're on a list and we're going, yeah, that's something we need to do. We're even talking earlier about having someone come and do it for us. And actually, I think we could easily do it between us if we sorted that time out better.
I agree.
I mean, it is an ongoing process. So therefore, we might get someone in to help us do that and maintain it and keep it going. But I think as an initial job, I think we could both easily get that all done. Yeah.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you really sit down and go, right, if I was to... So for me, like if I pulled back those 5 hours, that's already an extra 5 hours a day.
I mean, I don't garden for 5 hours a day, so I don't feel like it's like that.
Do you know what mine
fair
is?
of a balance.
Like, that game for me is a switch off because I don't have to think about anything because I am actually like my brain genuinely doesn't switch off and I like it for that reason.
No.
All right. You love it really. So actually for me, it's like a bit of I can just do something but I still feel like I'm keeping my mind active without consuming more knowledge and all of that stuff. But I'll be putting the kids to bed and because we co-sleep with them and I'm sat on the floor, I tell you what, lying on the floor compared to an actual raised bed, it's so difficult to get up from it.
Oh, yeah. Our bed's really low actually. It's not a on the floor bed, but it's very, very low. And
I just can't be bothered to get up once a minute.
It's an effort, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas at least like on a raised one, I'm just like literally roll out and I can get up. So I'll lie there and because, again, like we're kind of sleeping with them to help them get to sleep. We're at that stage now where I could, if I really wanted to, get up and walk away. But I'm really cozy. It's a pitch black room. And I'm like, not quite ready to go to sleep, but I also cannot be bothered to get up now. And I've switched my head off, so I can't even bring myself to get up and go and sit in the office, which I could totally do. Or even just go down and sit with Darren, and he does the same with me. Like, if he's whoever puts them to bed, like, tra, we'll see you tomorrow. Because you're just gonna either fall asleep or you'll just lie up there because you can't be bothered to move anything. And that's a time vampire. But that's where I'll play my game.
But it's kind of necessary time vampire for you.
It is kind of necessary.
What you were talking about on the way here.
Yeah, it's nice to spend that time with them and knowing that they're there, and, you know, we kind of read a book and everything. But yeah, I will lie there. And I've said to myself many a time, because I will use it as an excuse to go, oh, I can't do anything because I've only got my phone, which is the ironic thing. Because if I'm on the laptop, I'm like, oh, I need my phone.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, the things that we tell ourselves.
I know.
But I'll go, I can't do any work because I haven't got my laptop. And I can't sit on the floor in a pitch black room and just have the light shining at me. And I'm too tired now to go and sit and hear all the shit coming out my mouth. But that's the genuine thought process that goes through my brain.
See, I've thought of something else. The reason why I do a lot of, like, the things I've talked about today, like cleaning the house and gardening and stuff like that, there's a kind of purpose behind it. But for me, you know what I'm like in struggling with sitting down for too long. Sedentary. You said this word on the way here, and I was like, sedentary. I mean, it's a good word, isn't it? I quite like the word. However, that is not a word I've ever heard you come out with before. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it back at you. So sedentary, I find, you know what I'm like. Like, if I have too many Zoom calls back to back, I just get like Zoom call brain fry thing, because I've spent my entire life being outside. I've spent my entire life being active. Dog walking. I used to do that. Remember the conversation about dog walking? So yeah, and I think for me, I'm like, it's a bit of an escapism for going and doing something active. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to the gym or anything like that, but it's walking the dog. It's pottering about the house. It's moving. It's actually just getting some blood around my body. And I love gardening and stuff for that reason. And doing a bit of, like, I love doing like challenges in the garden. Me and Gareth are weird because we like the chicken area, when that needed to be done. We were like both like digging out all this stuff and building this thing. I love doing stuff like that. And so for me, I know that partly it's like, right, I've done some stuff. Now I need to go and reward myself with going and walking around and doing something else. So I suppose, do you know what I thought of? You know, people have those stood up desks.
Oh.
Maybe I could get one of those and like just do a bit of work, walk around a little bit and come back, because I struggle. Like, I fidget all the time. I struggle to, even sat here right now, I can feel myself just moving around because we've been doing it all day. And I'm just like, oh. So maybe there's like a bit of method in that madness of going, yes, I'm going and finding things to do. It's not because I don't want to work on the business, because I love it. And it's not because I don't know what to do, because I do. It's a bit of that as well. So maybe I need to reorganise my day, because I've gotten out of the habit of doing yoga before, like when I first get up in the morning. So maybe I just need to do a bit more of that again. And I've moved around and I've done the thing and I've walked the dog, and then maybe I can sort of concentrate a bit more.
It's hard, isn't it? Because a lot of this is mindset. It is what we're telling ourselves that we need, and that we're not used to it, and that I can't do it. And
I genuinely do struggle with it still, though. I just do. Like, I thought, like, this far into it, I'd be like, oh no, I can do like full back-to-back days. And I really do bloody struggle with it.
Yeah. It is difficult. It's, I was just indoctrinated into, you will sit at that screen like, from like age 14.
It's been your entire life doing that. And mine has been the complete opposite. And as much as I have completely like embraced this whole new way of working, and I don't regret it in any way, shape or form, by the way, there's certain things where I'm like, maybe that is part of the way I'm made up because of doing it for so long. I don't know. Maybe it is a mindset thing, but I'd like to think that I would have pushed past that by now if it was a mindset thing. I think it's hard though,
isn't it? Because I think there's elements of everything in it, because, I mean, arguably, like on the flip side, the mindset for me is that I can do it because I've always done it. I was like, but can I? Like, if I actually really looked, it's like, I'm used to doing it, but does that mean I don't struggle with it? Or do I just push past it because I don't know anything else? Because I don't think it's natural to sit there
No.
for as long as we do at screens. But yeah, it's just an interesting way of looking at everything, because again, like if you look at it from that time vampire bit, it's like, well, okay, I've now sat at that screen, like the computer, and I'm doing all this, and then I'm going to go and exchange it for a smaller screen on my phone. But I might be sat in the garden.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
It's just changing the moment though, isn't it? And moving into a different location or changing something about it, I suppose it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that enough for us just to move rooms and then pick a smaller version of it?
Yeah.
Don't know.
But no, I do feel like there will be a lot of people out there listening to this going like, that's me.
Well, I hope,
there's so much stuff.
I hope you're finding this a valuable episode, because it's been quite nice for us to just talk about life a little bit as well, because, you know, that's...
It's just the awareness bit, because life creeps in so much, and, you know, we're just as guilty of adding to the potential overwhelm that everyone feels in going, you know, like you could be doing this and you could be doing that, you could be doing this. And ultimately, there's no right or wrong.
No, and I think
like,
it's knowing what you need.
Yeah, you have to choose your own life. You have to know what it is that you're striving towards. There's, in our world, there's no such thing as that balance. Everything is a dance of, okay, something's going to give here and something's going to give there. In fact, the thing that I think we've had it before as a... Oh, it's very cosy sitting in these, isn't it?
Really
like
cosy.
super relaxing. She's got shoes off and everything.
Oh, I've got no
like
feet
doing
on.
an OnlyFans feet page now.
Oh, God, don't do that. I'm covering it up. Oh, bloody hell, the YouTube and TikTok comments we get. I'm waiting for it.
I love it. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, no, the whole question about how the fuck do you juggle everything when you've got kids and stuff? Or even if you haven't got kids, like if you've got dogs or if you've got other family members to look after, like, you know, another thing other than yourself. But this is where, like, you've got to be recognising where you are spending your time, where you are... Oh, hello, that was a bit closer to my face. Moving the mic. But having that awareness to go, okay, where am I spending it? Because I get a lot of grief from my family, as you know, that if we go away and if we're doing things and, you know, I wouldn't say we go away that often, but it just happens to fall that we're like away for periods of time.
Yeah, but it's stuff like we're going on this business retreat at the end of the month. Oh, on a jolly again. Like, how many comments like that do we get? And yet we know for that entire weekend, well, it's 4 nights, isn't it? I think we're going for. We will work our asses off, not only in the day when we're learning all the new stuff, but we'll work like around all of the downtime and get loads of bloody productive stuff done that week. Yeah. So it's almost like us work, like it's a working holiday. But people don't view it like that.
But, and again, like, so some of the grief I get is like, oh, my dad's terrible for it. It's like, oh, those kids never see you. I'm like, they never fucking see me. It's like, how do they not see me? And you try not to go into that justification role. But I'm like, well, you know, they're in that forest school for like 3 days a week. But that doesn't start until like, it's flexible when we drop them off. So actually, if they've had a slow morning, I was like, I'll drop you off at 9:30 or 10. It's fine. It's not a hard thing that you have to be there for 9. So that affords us that bit of flexibility. If they say that they want to come home early, then that provider will call us and say, the kids are asking if they can come home. Are you okay to come and get them? And sometimes it's an inconvenience and a pain in the ass. And then on the flip side, I'm like, do you know what? Cool, that's totally fine. I will go and get you and I'll move work in and around things. But then for me to get grief and going like, oh, those kids never see you because, you know, you've just been in America for a week. And then every time I try and call you, you're working. I'm like, but you call me in the times that suit you and they don't necessarily suit me. And that's not a bad thing. But, you know, I can be up with the kids from 5 o'clock if they're up in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, but it's because you don't fit the traditional model of when you should see kids versus when you shouldn't, because yours is flexible.
Yeah. And this is it. And again, it's that judgment of like, okay, well, you can be a crappy parent then because you put work first, is how some people perceive it. I'm like, you can perceive away all you like. Yeah. Like, if it works for me and my kids are happy and we've got a great relationship and Darren and I are happy, then as hard as it is sometimes to shut out the noise, you have to really go, well, no, it works for us. And then we figure out our own can't speak. What is going on? It's something in the water. We figure out our own time. Oh, I've done it again. We figure out our own time vampires between us and go, okay, how can we work this together as a team so that everybody's happy? Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's how we even talk to the kids about it. So I was like, well, what do you want? What do you need? how can we all do this together? Because mummy's got to work and daddy's got to work. But we'll figure out how we can make it happen. What do you want? Okay. Do you want both of us there? If we do, we'll try and make it happen. And if we can't, are you okay if one of us just comes? And it's all an open conversation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
in
love
fact,
that.
I was really like happy this weekend actually. And it's been kind of building up to this for a little while anyway. But in a very earlier episode, we talked about like the struggles of being a business owner and having big goals and doing what needs to be done to get them. And it was probably talking about the book and all that, kind of writing the book and stuff at that time. But how much me and Gareth clashed about, like, he wasn't used to me having to do so much at the different times I was doing them and for the longevity it was and stuff like that. And at the weekend, we wanted to get this quiz out that we've just been working on in the background, didn't we? And we were like, we've got to get this bloody quiz out. Like, it has to happen. There was a few overhanging things with it and I had to re-record a part of it, like one of the videos and stuff like that. So on Sunday, it was, we like going to F1 Club, so for the Formula One. And sometimes it's at the pub up the road and sometimes we host it. And he'd arranged for a few people to come over and cook paella because it was the Spanish Grand Prix. So we had a bit of a theme, rioja and paella was the theme. Anyway, so people started coming around. I was upstairs doing the stuff. He knew that I'd got this to finish off. And then the bits that I needed to do in private, away from all the noise, I did upstairs in the office. And then I brought my laptop down and I was working. I had it on my lap and I was watching the race at the same time and doing the stuff. I think I was messaging you at the same time. And a couple of the people there were like, what are you doing? Why are you working? And I was like, because I've got something that needs to be done. And I went back to my laptop doing the stuff. Well, you got to do it now. Can't you watch the race? And Gareth's like, she's got this thing to do. Like, she'll be on it in a bit. And I was like, oh my God, he's in my corner. Because he knew that I'd got to do that work. Like, I wanted to do that work. We wanted to do that work. And it was a deadline that we'd put on ourselves. And he was like advocating for me for the first time really in a public sort of setting like that. And he was like, no, I know you've got that to do. Like, you'll be with us, shortly when you've done that stuff. And I did it all. And I was literally right, done, put the laptop to one side, got a glass of wine, had paella and watched the race. And so it was nice because I kind of brought sometimes I do make up for it. Like if I'm pissing around gardening, I'll go, right, well, I'm going to do this thing that I'd like to be able to relax and do really, but I know I've got to do this. And it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me because I was able to watch, do the work and kind of do it at the same time. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that because that was quite a big thing for me actually.
It is a big thing because arguably, again, like
I could have resented it, couldn't I? I could have gone, oh, it's bloody work. And not once did I go, oh, I've got to get this bloody work done. I was like, no, this is something we're doing and it needs to get finished. And as soon as I've done it, I'll be with you.
Yeah. And I think it's a nice message as well because we all go through those periods where our loved ones struggle with our choices in what we're doing.
That's what happened initially, very much so.
And it doesn't stop. Like, it's still going to come up. It's still like Darren and I will still have little clashy moments now where, he'll pass a snide remark of, oh, single dad over here. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the States for a week and he's like, oh yeah, it's all right for us. You can but he does it. He does it on
tongue in
purpose.
cheek. Yeah, Gareth does the same kinds of things. Yeah.
I was like, there's time and a place, dude. But it's going to happen. But I think for us anyway, when you're working towards something and you've got that drive and that passion, then it's going to naturally like ooze out and your loved ones are going to see it and they'll go, okay, do you know what? I may not understand it, but I get it for you.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it's like, again, sorry, but there's only so much you can do. You're never going to please everybody.
No.
But I think if you can look at yourself and you can go, where am I spending my time? Where am I spending my money? Because again, those two things will tell you where your priorities are. We definitely went through a phase where Starbucks was appearing quite a lot in our bank statements.
Oh, yes.
And we were like, is that a good use of our time? Because in order to spend that money, we've got to spend time in that place. And if we're not doing anything productive, then it's not good use of our time, depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So for us who are very goal-oriented, big mission, vision and stuff for our business and our lives, actually, like we want to achieve a lot, then actually to be quite brutal with ourselves and go, get rid of that stupid screw game app, Joe, just do it. Get rid of Netflix maybe get a cleaner in, maybe get a gardener in.
No, I like the gardening. I am now considering a cleaner, actually, because one of the reasons we haven't had one is because of the dogs, because of their needs and stuff like that. There was a lot of clearing up to do with Ted and stuff. Well, both of them, actually. So now we don't have that. I might actually consider getting a cleaner in, because Gareth's been pushing for one for the last like 2 or 3 years. So there you go. That might change.
So yeah, we're going to conclude this episode then. I think
it's been a bit of a longer one today, I think, hasn't it?
It's because we're all relaxed in a cosy cat scratch chair.
I think I could talk for another hour, but you probably don't want to hear it. So we'll
I was going to say, it's literally like a fly on the wall to our conversations. Now we just need a glass of wine.
Yes, and paella.
So yeah, write down your time vampires and ask yourself, if you didn't have them, what would you be doing with that time instead?
And please let us know them. So if you're in our Facebook community and you're listening to this, pop a post in there. We're always welcome your input for anything. And if not, hello@k9businessacademy.com, and let us know what they are, or if anything else you want to talk to us about, feedback to us, how you're finding the podcast, do let us know. Anything you want us to cover.